Okay, we are going to do our last Greek and Latin unit, which is under and Ness. So I'm just going to go through these flashcards, and while I go through these flashcards, you guys can go through your note sheet. So under is going to mean below, okay? And then in this case, achieve means success, and ER makes it a noun. So an underachiever is a person who performs less than what is expected. So in this sentence, it makes me sad to think that Joe is an underachiever because he is so smart. People who are underachievers usually know how to do it, they just don't want to do it. So hopefully you are not an underachiever. Hopefully you try as hard as you can. The next one is under brush. So brush is that small scrubby plants, trees, stuff like that underneath the big trees. So if you look in this picture here, you have your big trees and then you have like this little scrubby stuff. So that is considered the underbrush. So sometimes when I'm mowing, I'll just mow under it and it'll like chop it all up. Okay, so that's underbrush. Undercoat, if you have a pet, an undercoat is like the soft little hair underneath the dog's fur. So like this is their coat in this picture here. And then the undercoat is like the fur that's growing underneath of it. So like right now, I bet some of your dogs are shedding the undercoat because it was winter and now it is summer, and so they're losing some of that. So you have dog hair everywhere. Okay, undercover. So undercover, cover means to hide from view. Undercover means to work out of sight, or you're spying to obtain information. So think about like the police who go undercover because they're trying to catch the bad guy. So like here, the police sent in an undercover agent to spy on the gang because the police wanted information. So they're not going to get information if they just go in and say, "Hey, I'm the police." They go undercover pretending to be one of the gang members. All right, underemployed. So this isn't a word that we use all the time, but underemployed, if you're employed, it means you have a job. So if you're underemployed, that means you're working somewhere, um, but you're not using the skills that maybe you went to school for. So like here, Brian and Tim had several college degrees. So if they worked as a fry guy at Burger King, they would be underemployed. So if you have a doctorate and you're in medicine and you're able to be a doctor to like diagnose or do surgery, but you're working at Walmart, you're underemployed. Yes, you have a job, but it's underneath the skills. All right. So Ness is the next affix, and anytime it ends in NES, it makes it a noun. Okay, so you're talking about a thing. So manliness is having traits that are traditionally associated with men. So my husband's manliness was apparent when he carried the heavy boxes in from the garage. They were too heavy for me, but he is much stronger. So we think of it, typically men are stronger than women. So he had manliness because he could carry something. Maybe a man has manliness because he has a beard and he's rough and rugged. All right, goodness is a noun. So good would be the adjective, like you are good. I'm describing you. Goodness is a noun. So I think many of my students are full of kindness and goodness because they want to be nice and help others. So that should be goodness. Greediness, if I said you were greedy, that would be an adjective. But if I said you have greediness, that's a noun. So when the man's greediness got to be too much, he robbed a bank because he wanted more money. So greediness is a noun. Illness is just another word for sick. So if you get COVID, you have an illness, you're sick. Promptness, prompt means you're there on time. Like I am prompt when I am going somewhere. I'm not late. But promptness is a thing. So I appreciate your promptness. Now we can start on time. So that when you're writing sentences, just make sure like you have it. You have promptness to be on time. Okay? So Ness is a noun. So if you have any questions, just email Mrs. Bogus or I, and hopefully you worked on that worksheet as I was going through the video.